Hello, welcome to part 2 of solving the Rubik's Cube. Before we get this part on the road, I want to go over how algorithms work. So basically, if you've seen a Rubik's Cube algorithm, it looks like a bunch of letters, and some of them have some like dash marks over them or whatever. But this is how it works, okay? So every side has its own symbol. So there's up, which is symbolized by U, D for down, L for left, R for right, B for back, and F for front. That's pretty easy to figure out. And then there are two different ways to turn it. You can turn it clockwise or counterclockwise. And when it's clockwise, it's just an F move in this case. And for counterclockwise, they call it prime. So this would be F prime because I'm moving it counterclockwise. And it's a little hard with some of the directions because you look at it as if it's facing you, and then you move it clockwise or counterclockwise. So for instance, B, clockwise would be this way, even though if you're looking at it from here, this would look like it's moving counterclockwise, but if you look at it from this way, that would be moving clockwise. So B is clockwise, that's B, and then B prime would be this way. So basically, if the two sides are opposite, then they're gonna do the opposite thing. So right move would look like this, and a left move would look like this. So as you see, they move the opposite directions. And then right prime, left prime, same. Front, back, front prime, back prime, up, up prime, down, down prime. So that does get a little bit, they take a little while to get used to. Um, but if you follow what I do, then the algorithms we learn you'll be able to do. And hopefully eventually, if you just do them over and over again, you'll be able to get those into your muscle memory. So that's the real way to memorize these, is just to keep on doing them. Repetition is the mother of all learning. All right, well, on to the video. Last time we learned how to do the white cross. You make this daisy here, and then after that you line up all the pieces, and then after that you move them to the bottom like this, and that will get you a perfect cross every time. If you want to learn how to do this faster, I will make a video on that later on, but for now, the beginner tutorial. Step 2. In this video, we're going to learn how to solve this quarter piece, the white corners, so that's another 4 pieces, and then also these middle edges. So that's 8 pieces we're going to learn about today, and there's like 2 mini algorithms, and then 2 kind of full algorithms in this one. So, yes. Alright, so I'm just going to scramble off the cube a little bit. Now we're on to step 2, the white corners. Alright, so first you're going to find the white corners, and you can tell because they have white on them and something else. So this is a white corner, and if you look, this one's already in the right spot, because if you look at the centers, blue, red, and white, they all converge here. So this one has to be the blue, red, and white corner, but as you see, it's not oriented the right way. Here's another corner, here's another one, and here's one. We're going to start with this one. So the first algorithm you can do looks like this. And that's not really an algorithm, or I don't look at it as an algorithm. Basically what you're doing is, if the piece is facing right, or the white, you look at where the white is. If white is facing right, then you do this algorithm. And make sure your piece is over where it needs to go. And then you do right, up, right prime. And if you look, that's very simple. You're moving this piece like this, so it can slide right into that spot, and then you're undoing that first move you did. Okay? The next case you can get is if a piece is facing straight up. And if that's the case, you're going to make it so it's facing sideways before you put it in. So you put it right over where it needs to go, again, and then you're going to do almost that same thing, right? That's what we did before, but if we put it in like that, it's facing the wrong way. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to do that first move, and now as you see, this piece isn't facing up anymore. So that changed it to how we want it to be, but if we just move it back, it's going to go back to how it was. So we're going to put that piece out of the way, and then bring the side back down. So that changed it so it's facing to the right again. And after that, we can do what we did before and put it in. Now, the other case is if it's facing left. If white's facing left, you're going to do the mirror of the right algorithm. So with right, you did that. With left, you're going to do the exact mirror of it. So in algorithm, that looks like this. Okay, and that's all you need to know for the corners, and you can figure those out pretty easily. If you look here, it's facing up again, so we can move it and orient it the other way, then move it right back over where it needs to go. And then this one's facing right, so we use the right hand algorithm like that, and that solves that corner. Next up is edges, and this middle layer edges are going to require a little bit of an algorithm here, and yeah, you'll probably have to work on this one and memorize it. So first, we want to look for an edge piece that goes in the middle. You can tell it goes in the middle because it doesn't have white on it. All the white ones are solved, and it doesn't have yellow on it because the yellow ones all go up here. So the middle ones are just any one that doesn't have yellow on it. And so there's one, there's one, there's one, and there's one. And that one's already solved, so we don't have to worry about that. So this first one we're going to do is where you're going to look at it and figure out, you're going to match up this color with its center. So whatever color is facing you, you're going to match it up with its center. Next, you're going to look and see if this piece needs to go to the left side or the right side. In this case, this is red and green, and as I see by the red center, this one has to go here, because this is where red is and this is where green is. So if it needs to go to this side, you're going to do this algorithm. Okay, and that'll put it in. So basically what you're doing, and this works for both sides, you're moving the top away from the corner it needs to go in, then you're bringing the corner piece up to the top, and then after that, you're doing the reverse of those two moves. So first you move this away, now you're moving it back, and you move this side up, now you're moving it back down. What that does is it pairs these two together, and you can put those in by moving them out of the way, and then you could bring this bottom piece up, and after that, you can slide this piece back in and then back down. So if you look at it, this piece would be right here, and then if it was, this would all be matched up. So you can get it there by moving it out of the way, then you can bring the side up, and then that would allow you to put this back in. Next, here's another corner. So I'm going to align it with where it needs to go. It doesn't need to go left or right. Here is left. That's already done. Right's over here. So if we do it this way, we're going to do the same thing, but the mirror algorithm with the opposite, with the opposite move. So it needs to go on the right side this time. So we're going to move it away, I'll just show the algorithm first. So that's what the algorithm looks like. But in theory, that would look like this. You move the piece away from where it needs to go. Then you move the corner up. Then you do the opposite of those two moves. You move this back, and you move the corner back. That'll pair them up. And then just like we did before, you can see if this piece moves up and this piece is here, then they would go together. So simply move this piece out of the way. You can move this piece up now, and then you can slide it in and then move it back down to the bottom. And there's one more case that you can get. It's when the corner's already in the right spot, but it's facing the wrong way. In this case, you can use either one of the algorithms. Just make sure that it's the right one, that you're looking at it from the right direction. But what you're going to do is you're going to put this piece in this spot, or this piece in this spot, and when this piece goes in here, it'll pop the other one out, and then you'll be able to solve that one like normal. So if we do the left one here, as you see, this piece went in here, which popped the other one out, and now this one can go back in there the right way. So, yeah. As you see, I did the algorithm 2 different ways. You can do it without rotating, like that. Or if you want to do it with rotating, you can do the first 4 moves and then rotate over here. I think that's a little easier to see how the piece goes in. But, yep, that's this video. And next, we're going to be focusing on how to solve this yellow layer on top. That's OLL. Okay, see you in the next video.